last time we were together, we had a conversation. We were talking about, I gave you all an update on my double mastectomy, and then I was going out for my yearly physical. And I can't remember if this was in an episode or we were talking offline. So if it's a repeat viewer, I'm sorry. So, anyways, I had my blood work and I knew I was going to have high cholesterol. I knew it. I had had it all my life. And this doctor's like, well, we have to put you on this medication. Now, here's my disclaimer. I do believe in medicine. I don't believe in willy-nilly just assigning having medicine because of a number. So I was like, and I know about my cholesterol because my doctors in Connecticut and Wisconsin both told me all about my cholesterol. And I have very high good cholesterol. I have high bad cholesterol, but I also have very high good cholesterol. So there is a formula that you can kind of do that gives you your stroke and heart disease factor. Now, I do not ignore my health. You guys know that. So I have both bad and I have both good, but my good is really, really high. Like that's abnormal. And so he's like, well, I have to put you on this medicine because you have high cholesterol. And I'm like, no, I have this good cholesterol over here. I know what my stroke rate is. Nope, 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 nope. It's best I put you on this medicine. And I'm like, nope, 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 nope. I'm not doing it. Well, you have calcium buildup in your arteries. And I looked at him and I said, how do you know? How do you know I have calcium buildup in my arteries? No, I might, and I might not. I don't know. I don't know how he would know from just a number. Like it's all it is a number. And he just looked at me like I had three heads. Like, and he said, I don't. But there's a test you can take, but it's not covered by insurance. And I'm like, okay, how much is the test? He's like, well, it's $99. And it's just a scan that they do over the heart, and it's a CAT scan, and they'll be able to tell if you have calcium buildup. And I'm like, okay, I'll do that. He's like, what? You don't want the medicine? I said, no, I do not wish to have the medicine. I will have the CAT scan and I will make my decision at that point. And so now I get my orders. I go down to have my CAT scan, and he ordered the wrong test. The test he ordered was $350 out of pocket. I told them, have a nice day, and I left. Not doing that test. And of course, they called me back and said, we're sorry. And so I have not gone back, but I've done a lot of research on it. Now, I do know, and I am not, disclaimer again, I am not a medical authority. I know my family history, though. And higher cholesterol runs in our family. I've had this. I am 65 and a half since my 40s, and no doctors ever wanted to put me on medicine. But this one here is hell bent on putting me on medicine. And I think because I've gone through so much with my health, I am cautious about the medicines that go on, that I take into my body. I love my mother dearly. My mother battled cancer for 19 years, but my mother was also a nurse. And she was the nurse that if you sneezed, here's a pill. If you coughed, here's a pill. If you have a stomachache, here's a pill. If you have a headache, here's a pill. When my mother passed and I cleaned out her medicine cabinet, I could have been a CVS. So I'm the complete opposite of it. But when you guys go to the doctors, how much questioning do you do with your doctors? Do you feel comfortable in doing that?
Oh, I totally feel comfortable. I've had this doctor for a very long time, and he also dealt with my family, like my sister and stuff like that, through all her stuff. And it's kind of like, dude, you got to tell me, I got it. And I've taught my daughters to do that too. You have to ask, you know how you guys always talk about the why?
Yeah,
Why? That's what I
right,
do with, okay, why? Okay, why? Okay,
right,
whatever it is. And I think you have to go three, four levels down. You could always
right.
feel
Resistance.
the
Yeah.
okay, she's gonna I gotta, because it feels, because I do phone calls too now. We're allowed to do
Hmm.
that now. That it's just like, okay, let's go through the to-do list. Okay, next one. And it's like, whoa, buddy. Let's slow down because I got a couple more questions for you. So, but I've learned that. I've learned that through my health stuff and that. And I do say for anyone listening, if you're young, to make sure you are really monitoring your family health so that when
Yes.
people leave this earth, you do know what is in your
Yep.
family health because you can't ask them then. And you need to know that stuff down the line or at any time, and that you should be asking questions.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I would have walked out, no offense, because at our age, we're, I had the bone density test also. And there's some, I have lower bone density, and he wanted to put me yet on another medicine for that. So in a matter of 15 minutes, I would have walked out with two medicines. And I looked at him and I said, no, I'm with a trainer now. I'm building my bone density back up. Nope, I'm with a trainer. We're lifting heavy. I'm doing my workouts. I'm eating, I'm doing the protein. I'm doing all of this because that's you guys, you viewers have seen Helen on the show before. Helen is my trainer and she's fully versed in all of that. And again, like I want to give you permission to say, why does it have to be a drug? What other ways are there to fix something? You know? Tracy E., what are your thoughts?
I don't think that we are educated enough to even to ask the questions. Like, if you have been through, both of what you guys have gone through, very personal to yourselves or to an immediate family where you have advocated for them, um, I think you learn from those experiences. Oh, there's alternatives. Oh, I can, there's a test for this. Oh, there's this. I think for the general dude out here, more like myself, it's about not even knowing that there are tests available that you could
Mm-hmm.
ask for, that you could pay for to have. Um, and of course, if your doctor doesn't share that information with you, and they don't share it for whatever reason, whether or not they just feel like, you know what, you're not in that risk category, therefore you don't need to know about this. It's really difficult to try and be as maybe proactive without being what is it when you're like constantly worried about your health, like being a hypochondriac about making sure that you're getting the tests that you want to have done, right? Like that's the thing. I mean, I know that I can. There are clinics here in Ontario where I can go and spend an exorbitant amount of money, and they will give me full. Like they will take full CAT scans, full ultrasounds, all the blood work, like every test known to mankind, and then give you a health summary based on that, but it costs like $10,000, which
Wow.
like I just don't have sitting around in my, just to go and say, okay, well, let's go and do this
Right,
for whatever.
right.
So I know those things exist out there, but it would be really nice to know, hey, wow, I didn't realize that you could actually just get a test to see if you got calcium buildup in your heart.
I
Wow,
didn't
I didn't
either.
know. I didn't even
Right.
know like there's a blood test that you can get to see if you are susceptible to some kind of cancer gene.
Yep.
It's like if you don't know this kind of stuff, and I look at me, whereby I have had some exposure and I've read different articles and gone, oh wow, I didn't realize like apparently there's a blood test for ovarian cancer. And I'm
That's
like,
what I had. That's the
yeah, it's
BRCA2
like,
gene.
okay,
Yep.
who knew about that?
Yep.
And it's
So when I have my blood test done, there's 4 cancers that I tested positive, well, not positive, that are in my genealogy. Let me
right,
put it that way.
right.
One of it is the ovarian, one was the breast, third is skin, and last is pancreas. So, and I'm not taking my skin off, so. But I didn't know about the CAT scan for my heart until because he was so adamant with me
Yeah.
about putting me on this drug.
Mhm.
And he was using a little bit of the scare tactic, maybe is the
Yeah.
word I
Mhm.
can use. And I was like, oh, no, no, you don't know who you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Now, here's the other thing for myself. This is my history. It's only mine. I don't usually have a primary doctor because I very rarely have ever needed one. I've always had a gynecological doctor because I've always been very good with that because of my mother's history with her breast cancer and her ovarian cancer. So I've always been in that tone of mind. And if I ever got in like a sick or whatever, then I would go to a clinic or something because I've never, very rarely have I been. However, in the state I live in now, you cannot have, you must have a primary doctor.
Mhm.
Mm.
It is mandatory. So now I have one. And so I just go. So I have somebody right now. If I have to change, I will. But um, yeah. So yeah, I don't know how do we figure that out, what we should be
Yes.
asking
And
doctors.
Well,
especially as you, sorry, Tracy, especially as you age, right? Like at our age, there are things like bone density and all sorts of things. But the question starts with, okay, at what age should you start to have a bone density test so you can start to create some kind of, you know, test medium
yeah.
instead of going and getting a bone density test and it's like, okay, well, your numbers are lower than what they should be. It's like, okay, well, how relevant is that in comparison to my whole life? You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like this is the kind of thing that I really wish was more readily available, especially to our younger people,
Mhm.
so that they could be more proactive should they wish to be able to say, I know some of these tests are available, and therefore I want to start now in my 30s and into my 40s and not wait until I'm, in my 60s before I start this stuff.
Right.
Well, I went and I was talking to my doctor and I said, oh, by the way, can I go see a dermatologist? Because everything has to be recommended by your doctor. You can't go
Yes.
straight to anyone. And he, why? And I go, well, as I'm aging, there's a little like patches on my skin that I'm kind of concerned based on the way I suntanned it in the past when we just went out there and baked, had no
Yeah.
idea.
Yep.
And he's like, oh yeah, there's a thing. You come into the office, we're going to do a top to bottom skin survey, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, why did I have to ask for that? Why wouldn't you at a certain age go, well, skin cancer is more susceptible at this age based on this. So next time, isn't that preventive rather than waiting and then 3 years later go, oh, that little patch that was dry on your skin, Tracy? Well, it's something,
Right.
I
Yeah.
just, I didn't again, if you don't ask,
Yeah, that's the thing that bugs
I
me.
had to ask.
And you know what? If you hadn't thought about, maybe I should go see a dermatologist to get my skin checked out.
Yeah.
Like nothing would have been said. You wouldn't have known anything.
Right. And I know there, everything is associated costs and all that, but I do think the preventive part or the benchmarks where you have a lifetime of going, that cholesterol is fine because
Yes.
that's
Hmm.
your cholesterol.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
you're one of the unicorns where you don't hit the medium where you should be taking pills or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
So how are we going to fix it, ladies?
I don't know. Maybe what we need to do is we need to start asking, what questions have I not asked you? What should
Yeah.
and like, like just talk about all of it. Is there a test for any kind of cancer? Is there blood tests for cancers? Is there blood tests for whatever, something easy that I could do because I know that that's what doctors are thinking. Oh, well, like this is a strain on the healthcare costs. It's like, well, like I mean,
Eh,
it's just
that's a whole nother topic,
oh,
but
I know. Let's not go down that rabbit hole.
we I do want to know the reason I was approved for the test for the genetic testing for cancer had to do with my family history. So I think, Tracy G, your first suggestion for anybody that's like, I don't know where to start, find out your family history.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Find out
it's
your
It is
family
really
so
history.
important. And you, when you're
You
younger,
know,
you don't realize it. You just go,
no,
I'll ask mom.
find out your family
yeah.
history because it is so important. Even like grandparents, even if you're talking to your grandparents and you just say to them one day, "Hey, how did your mom pass away?" I mean, I know it's a morbid conversation, but you'd be unbelievable what you unearth of
Mhm.
what that is. And then
Mhm.
you start from there. That is the perfect way to start. And then don't be afraid of a doctor because I remember when I had got my results on my uterine cancer. I was in a group, a business group, and one of the girls there is like, "Ugh, I'm not having that test done because I'm so afraid because my sister had it and I don't want to know." Do not put your head in the sand.
Yeah.
Don't. It is, nobody wants to get that news. Nobody does. But if I put my head in the sand and did not speak up when I knew something was wrong, I don't, I don't, I don't know what would have happened. I don't know what would have happened. So going to have the BRCA2 gene test done was a scary one. And then I tested positive. So then you have to like every step you take is a scary step,
Mhm.
but not knowing is worse for your health than knowing.
Yeah.
So, and if you have a doctor who fluffs you off, waves a hand at you, find another freaking doctor. Tracy G, you talk to your doctor. I'm like to mine, like, nope, I'm not doing that. You know, find another doctor. No doctor should bully you into
Mhm.
having
Mhm.
to do it. Or you can say, give me a week. I have to think about it and go home, get a second opinion, go talk to somebody else. It's our right. We have that right. But,
Well,
so
I
I
think
will,
that's why shows
yep.
like this, where we're
Hmm.
actually talking about it, can kind of open things up. And if, any of the viewers have got any suggestions about, oh, there's a whole lot of things, or we could, point to a certain document or article or whatever. I mean, the more we can share, the more that we can get out there, I think the better we are serving everybody around us, right? Because that's what it's about. It's about having the information, sharing that information so that everybody else can take whatever appropriate action they want to take or not take it, but at least
Right.
then they have a choice, right? They have a
Right.
choice. Yeah.
Just like this. So I have to make the appointment for the CAT scan for my heart to see the calcium. And his comment when I was leaving was, well, when you get those results, then you'll take the meds. And I turned to him and I said, no. When I get the results, then I will make a educated decision. It was like he ordered the test to placate me.
Mhm.
So I would be quiet
Well,
and
he
take them.
probably did.
Yeah.
Because
Only
I
he
don't want to
doesn't
get
know
into
better.
certain personalities, but doctors sometimes
Yeah.
think they know best.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And I
Mhm.
do. Like, I'm not putting down the doctors. I'm not putting down
No,
the medical
no,
profession. I am not
Mhm.
putting
no,
down medicine. I am not putting down anything.
no.
With that said, you make your choice just because, yeah, make your choice. But if anybody has any questions on this subject, please put them below. And like Tracy said, if there's something you want us to, that you can direct us to or want us to talk about, put that also in there. If you feel this episode will help somebody, please share it. Make sure you like the episode and hit subscribe and notifications so you know when our next episode will be out. Until next time.
Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you as a regular member of our community.